Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking a really fascinating source document called the matrix system. It's basically a blueprint that maps out a strict, purely mathematical approach to predicting football matches. But as we'll see, it's not just a dry math paper. It's actually a masterfully designed funnel meant to transition users from a free guide right into a premium software platform. We're going to break down exactly how this system claims to beat the bookmakers and how it's built to capture attention. Have you ever watched a slip bust at the absolute last second because you went with your gut? Yeah, we've all been there. And this analysis targets that exact frustration. The authors of this document know their audience perfectly. They're speaking directly to sports bettors, traders, and passionate football fans who are just completely tired of losing money. The document draws a massive line in the sand right away. On one side, you've got the wild, unpredictable variance of casual, fan-biased betting, that emotional roller coaster we all know too well. On the other side, a highly clinical, empirical approach driven entirely by rigorous mathematical modeling. It is all about replacing hope with calculated probability. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the emotional betting trap, look at the matrix system itself, break down its 4 analytical rules, navigate the betting markets, and wrap up with the blueprint and beyond. Let's get right into it. Starting off with Section 1, the emotional betting trap and how we lose to variance. The source gets right to the root of the problem here. It directly calls out bettors who are, quote, tired of losing slips to unpredictable variance and emotional gut-feeling wagers. It's literally highlighting the emotional toll of betting without a system. We all know someone who bets with their heart instead of their head, right? When we let our fandom drive our bets, we aren't predicting, we're just guessing. And bookmakers absolutely bank on those guesses. Which brings us to Section 2, enter the matrix system and how it levels the playing field. To fix this whole emotional trap, the blueprint introduces its namesake, the matrix system. And the hook? They offer professional-grade quantitative tools totally for free. Their stated mission is to build a community that wins together using pure data. The whole idea is to completely wipe out the bookmaker's advantage by turning the tables in favor of the bettor. So how do they actually do that? That leads us to Section 3, the 4 analytical rules that make up their framework. Every single prediction goes through 4 strict rules. Rule number 1 is equal weighting. Now, casual bettors usually just look at who's going to win, but this system treats overall team stats like historical dominance and individual player props like shots or fouls with the exact same mathematical weight. They're hunting for multi-leg synergy, finding that perfect overlap where a team's macro trend lines up flawlessly with a specific player's output. Rule 2 is value and edge detection. This is really where the magic happens. The algorithm is constantly looking for statistical divergence. Basically, that's when the hard empirical data strongly favors an outcome, but the bookies have actually mispriced it. You're not necessarily betting on the most obvious winner, you're betting on where the math proves the market made a mistake. Then we have Rule 3, strict line validation. Think of this as the system's built-in reality check. It directly cross-references player baselines against recent game logs to instantly filter out high-variance anomalies. So if a guy scored a crazy flute goal from midfield last week, this safeguard makes sure that outlier doesn't ruin this week's projections. It keeps everything totally grounded. And finally, Rule 4, pure empirical data. This means stripping away literally all the media hype, gut feelings, and fan bias. We're talking strictly core football metrics here. Things like live expected goals, the frequency of dangerous attacks, and absolutely waiting for confirmed lineups before locking anything in. It is 100% objective. Moving right along to Section 4, navigating the betting markets across 5 major segments. This breakdown really shows how those clinical rules get applied to build super precise bets across different markets. Just look at the sheer variety here. You've got safety nets like draw no bet alongside exact scores. They look at clean sheet probabilities for goals and track discipline for players. But the really fascinating part is the fast markets. They're predicting things like corner kicks driven entirely by tracking a team's wing play metrics. It is intensely granular. And that brings us to our final section, the blueprint and beyond, where the real strategy is revealed. So far, we've been talking math, right? But this document is actually a masterclass in business strategy. Every single breakdown and prediction guide in the source is 100% free. They hand over highly curated, data-validated bets and ask for absolutely nothing in return up front. But, of course,
That free guide is a perfectly calculated upsell hook. It acts as a direct, undeniable sample of a much larger, much more powerful master system. By letting you experience a win based purely on data, they're building massive trust and proving their authority in the space.
Which naturally points readers straight to their premium platform. This is the whole point of the funnel. If you liked the free tips, well, the premium tier offers direct access to the master system itself. We're talking a full software suite, live in-play data processing, and thousands of weekly fixtures analyzed. It's the massive jump from getting a free daily tip to basically owning the factory.
So that leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to wrap up this explainer. The matrix system makes a brilliant case for mathematical modeling in football. But when you step back and look at the whole blueprint, you really have to wonder, is the true edge found in all those statistical divergences and equal weighting? Or is the most genius part of this entire system the clever marketing funnel designed to turn frustrated fans into paying subscribers? I'll let you be the judge. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.